is there just kind of a sense maybe in the locker room that like some of the success you've had over the last week could prove to be your big breakthrough or kind of maybe a turning point for you guys for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all feeling good. I think the energy's high. Really good win in Minnesota. Had a chance to celebrate together. I think that only helps our chemistry. You know, all that stuff off the court definitely fuels us. We're having fun with each other. We're having fun together playing. So I think it is. I think this is a good moment for us, and you know, especially we're playing without one of our best players. So to do that in those circumstances, we're really just proud of our.
The WNBA's self-declared unstoppable dynasty, the Las Vegas Aces, were just humiliated in front of the whole world of basketball. A thrashing check of 27 points. A'ja Wilson is failing miserably despite receiving every encouraging remark possible. Large check. Chelsea Gray, who some people irrationally believe is superior to Caitlin Clark, disappeared when it counted most. The largest check of all. A squad in Indianapolis was prepared to teach A'ja the fundamentals of true team first, high IQ basketball while she was busy pulling guys down from behind and miraculously avoiding fouls. Please remark with CC and Lexie if you're a fan of the Fever. Come on.
The Indiana Fever just beat the Aces. The first win for the Indiana Fever against the Las Vegas Aces since I was 22 years old.
Because Vegas didn't just lose that 81-54 clinic that the Indiana Fever played. A proclamation was made. When Indiana decided to lock in and play real connected basketball, a neon billboard lighted up in brilliant Fever red, declaring that no amount of handouts from the referees, no heroic stat padding from Wilson, and definitely no dynasty hype would be enough to get them out.
A'ja Wilson. My God, you see how many free throws that lady have? Oh my God, on the stat sheet, she had basically 30 points, but all the free throws this woman got, man, they tried their best to keep the Aces in the game, man, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter, man. They destroyed the Aces. About freaking time the Fever finally beats the Aces, man, and without Caitlin Clark.
Let's focus on the exact time this confrontation became heated. In the third quarter, Wilson was boxed out so flawlessly by Lexie Hull, who has been an inspiration for perseverance and growth throughout the year, that it might have been featured in a coaching video. She made room, positioned her ass precisely where it should be, and grabbed that rebound with the dexterity of a pro. Textbook material. However, A'ja Wilson appeared from behind, reaching over Lexie's arms and shoulders to grab the ball in a move so obvious it would have been appropriate for a highlight video of things not to do.
Up, shot won't fall. Wilson, what looks like over the back. Well, oh boy, jump ball is the call. Wow, Stephanie White's upset about that. I thought that was over the back. Wow, watch this. That's a jump ball?
Anyone who has ever witnessed an AAU game will tell you that the Indiana ball play is over the back foul. The case is over. On live television, however, the referees made the decision to revise the rules. They dubbed it a jump ball, which defies logic in some way. Wilson, who dominated Hull from behind, had an equal claim to that rebound.
But this was a big win for the Fever because the Aces were the only team that they had not won at least one game to last season, meaning the Aces swept the Fever last season. They actually haven't won a game against the Aces in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark. This team is crazy. They are beating the #1 team in the league first. And then they go and beat the Aces, who they haven't won to in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark, which is just a testament to how this team is finally developing a.
Not even the broadcast crew could conceal their astonishment. Their commentary, as they tried to comprehend what was happening, veered between embarrassing giggles and stunned quiet. The contact was clear. The infraction is really obvious. However, these referees made the decision to neutralize it in a way that gave the player who committed the foul a direct benefit.
It's a foul. It's a third. Lexie Hull, tremendous three, and this
The league at 50% shooting the 3 draws for charge.
This is when it becomes truly lyrical, though. Neither did the Indiana Fever falter or moan. They maintained their momentum despite the unsteady officiating. They dismissed it, tightened their laces, and then proceeded to demolish the Aces so thoroughly that each dubious call became entirely moot. Let's examine how Indiana converted what might have been a Vegas momentum swing into a lopsided display of exquisite basketball.
I think everyone's coming in with a level of focus every day, just right now knowing that, we do have a target on our backs and making sure that we're locked in on everything we're doing in practice. But I think we're taking that energy that we have, that fun, that lightheartedness into practice because at the end of the day, this is a game. We want to have fun, and I think we play our best basketball when we're playing free and having fun and being joyful and playing.
From the first quarter on, Indiana was all attack. They continued to punch after scoring the first 6 points. They were ahead 21-4 at the end of the first. You could already see that Vegas was losing this game. Indiana outscored the Aces 16-4 in paint points, shot close to 53%, and held them to less than 29%. It was immediately apparent that this would not be the A's defining night.
Indiana has not beaten Las Vegas since the 2019 season. It's a Power, the Commissioner's Cup MVP, has us on the board. Here is Boston right up the middle, untouched.
Drive, gives it to the roller, Howard, and she scores from the middle of the paint. Timeout, Becky Hammond.
Couple of Gamecocks going head-to-head. I mean, there's some physicality right there.
We're really disciplined to the details, and we're playing with a high effort.
But it was in the second quarter that the Fever went for the jugular. They outscored Vegas 25-10. That's not a typo. 25-10. Indiana shot a jaw-dropping 82% from the field while Vegas clinked their way to just 24%. The Fever went 6 for 6 in the paint. The Aces a pitiful 3 of 13. By halftime, it was 46-24. And, let's be honest, game over. And that controversial jump ball, it came right when Vegas needed a miracle to claw back. The refs essentially tossed them a bone, handing them a possession they didn't earn and offering a chance to change the flow.
We've been preaching this all season, being very disciplined and intentional with our actions on both ends of the floor. We're doing that. And it's a high level of activity all over the place. I'm really proud of the girls.
All smiles for the Fever through 20 minutes. It's a 22-point lead for the Fever. Indiana in front of Las Vegas, 46-24.
For the Fever, it was among those dreaded situations. Here we go, oh boy. Once more. That quiet annoyance was almost palpable. Even though Lexie Hull played textbook fundamental basketball and did everything correctly, she was not recognized. Young teams are rattled by such kinds of situations, particularly when facing a decorated opponent like the Aces.
Wilson crossing over. Wilson hangs. Wilson finishes.
Oh boy. Here she comes.
See, Hull, a much-needed answer for Indiana.
See, after the miss, Hull on the floor again, finds Mitchell, right corner for 3. Good! It's Mitchell the other way for 2. 57-38 Fever with 3:35 left in the third quarter.
Becky Hammond's had enough.
That present from the referees was a lifeline for Vegas. Big down, looking for any. Suddenly, all of a sudden they were given a 50-50 ball that wasn't. Additionally, it appeared for a little moment that the officiating would begin supporting the reigning champions.
Absolutely frustrated.
Oh, catch and shoot. Connects.
In from the foul line, front of the rim, and it drops. Short rebound, Fever. Mitchell, right wing, open for 3. Money!
Holding the Aces to 26% shooting. It's the lowest a Fever opponent has shot in 15 years.
Indiana, however, wouldn't have it. Before the fourth, the lead had grown to 68-47. Additionally, it was that last quarter was a complete embarrassment. Over the course of the entire period, the Aces only managed 7 points. That is hardly a professional transgression. That is a total collapse of the system. The final score of 8,154 nearly flatters Las Vegas. In actuality, Indiana dismantled them one by one.
Yes, let's get a dub column. Great job. We held them to 26% from the floor. Nice.
Just take a moment to process that. The leagues. Crown Jewel displayed a flashy stat line, but it had no meaning whatsoever because the other aces appeared to be hopelessly lost. The Indiana Fever played like a team determined to permanently destroy the dynasty myth, while Chelsea Gray stayed away from the game the entire time. Furthermore, Caitlin Clark, Lexie Hull, and the Fever weren't merely carrying out a strategy during this entire period. On live television, they were changing the league's power structure. That missed call didn't define Lexie Hull's evening. She pursued rebounds with a harder lock end, revenge, and forced Asia to use every ounce of effort. Ever the conductor, Caitlin Clark planned the attack, set up the floor, and started quick breaks that had the aces reeling.
Asia Wilson, she got a favorable whistle in the second half, but it is what it is. Superstars get the whistle. Unless your name is, 29 points for Asia Wilson, 3 boards, 3 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, 9 for 18 from the field, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. Look at the rest of her team. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 6 points, 0 points, 4 points, 2 points, 3 points. Dana Evans, 1 for 10, Dana Evans. Oh my goodness.
Let's examine the harsh reality of the alleged dynasty in Las Vegas. Outside of Asia, Wilson shot 9 out of 18, while the other aces went a miserable 7 out of 43 from the field. Compared to practically every other player on the roster, that 16.3% shooting clip is ridiculous. Not a single other ace managed to score 6 points. Give that a moment to marinate. This club is marketed as having unparalleled depth. And under the Fever's constant pressure, their MVP candidate was essentially forced to play 1-on-5 as her teammates disappeared like Houdini.
I don't know about frustrations boiling over as more to just like making a point. Well, Caitlin said she got me though, so. One more though. She just got a bonus.
And by bonus, she was meaning the Commissioner's Cup bonus, which was $49 or $43,000 per player, because the prize pool was $500,000. And apparently, Steph White just was pissed about the officiating. I don't know if it was Asia Wilson's whistle or...
Can we now take a moment to highlight Chelsea Gray, who was supposed to be part of the supporting cast? Because this is the same Chelsea Gray that some people claim to be superior than Caitlin Clark in some way. The box score, however, presents a different and less favorable picture. Gray finished the evening with 5 terrible mistakes, 2 meager points on 1 of 3 shots, and only 2 assists. 2 points, that's correct. It is expected of this seasoned floor general to lead the attack and inspire others around her. Rather, she appeared to be wading through muck as the swarming defense of the Fever devoured every careless pass and made her make mistake after mistake.
Like I said, the referees were starting to get on the side of the Aces. They were trying to wheel the Aces back in, and Lexie stepped in and sort of killed it. Kelsey Mitchell never took her foot off the gas tonight, by the way. This is the best thing I've seen from Stephanie White all season long. Right here, she was aggravated by the refs already, and in the fourth quarter, 5:35 left, Stephanie White lost her shit on the sideline. She lost her shit. And let me just play this right here. Roll it.
Lost that lead late.
And you see her. See her just losing it up here. Losing it.
Misses on
and she got teed up right there.
On the sideline.
And Caitlin Clark loved.
Let's turn our attention to what Caitlin Clark was accomplishing on the bench in the interim. Chelsea Gray was absent. Clark was inspiring teammates, leading with her voice and lighting up the sideline despite her injury. They were contributing absolutely nothing. She kept getting pumped up on camera, jumping out of her seat following big plays, and maintaining her focus during every possession. You can't teach leadership like that. Even when you're not recording a single minute, that kind of presence inspires belief in the team. Even though Clark wasn't praising her stats, she was unquestionably having an impact on winning.
With more turnovers than points and assists combined. More turnovers than points and assists combined. We got point guard, aka point fraud. And remember, this is probably who the WNBA player said was also better than Caitlin Clark. They said I'm pretty confident they said she was better than Caitlin.
Speaking of winning, the Fever had a basketball game sans its franchise star, Symphony. Alongside 6'9", Kelsey Mitchell went off scoring 25 points. Aaliyah with 20 points and 7 rebounds. Boston was a force to be reckoned with, demonstrating why she is among the league's most polished bigs.